Welcome back. In the next task, we're going to import 3D models. Click File, Import 3D. The file that we're using are actually DXF format. Your file will be different than this, but SynchroPro can handle different types of 3D files, as we can see from this menu. It can handle different type of 3D file. IFC. In terms of the schedule, it can handle P6 and other type of scheduling software. Click 3D. And first let's import landscape and site model. In order to select multiple ones, you have to hold down your control key and select another one. Then open. Then next. Probably by default on your computer this one is checked, but for our exercise I don't want to check this. Let's first just check this off. The reason for this is that if you check this off and after you import the 3D model, it will show in your 3D screen right over here. The reason for not having this checked is because sometimes you may have a large 3D model and it will take a lot of time to get that imported. So if we don't check this off, don't check this, and the speed is going to be a little bit faster in terms of importing the 3D model into SynchroPro. Click Next. Then we can import. Then assign to a new resource. In SynchroPro, once we import the 3D model, it will be considered as a resource. Eventually, the key for performing 4D scheduling is to link the resource with our schedule. So we will select Assign to a new resource, but of course you can click Not Assign, but later on you still have to create resources in order to link that with the schedule. And the name of the resource, let's just say there's a site. And in terms of resource type, there are 3 or 4 different types: equipment, human, location, and material. Since those are the real object and that's part of the facility, we just treat this as this resource as a material. But of course, not necessarily all the resources are having a 3D shape. So sometimes they don't really necessarily have to have a 3D shape. Material, let's continue on next. And there are different options for you to choose. Typically we would choose add resources underneath, basically under the site name that we just created, and we would like to build a tree. In terms of selecting which one, it really depends on the level of detail you would like to reflect in your resource tree. So for example, if we import an equipment, a crane model into SynchroPro, and the crane model can be modeled with different objects, different elements, and if we import and build a tree that are basically the small component of the crane model will be shown in the resource, but definitely we don't want this kind of tree to be built because that is too detail level, because oftentimes when we use equipment we want the basic information of treated that as a single object. When you click the resource name in the resource list, you would like to get the entire equipment selected. You guys can try this out on your own by selecting different options, and you will see exactly the difference among those four options. For now, let's just select add a resource underneath of the site that we just typed in. And you will see the result of it. So you can see this is the material resource and the resource name site. This was the name that we just typed in, and underneath that there are two different models. One is landscape and the other one is the site. By the way, the file format is DWFX. It's not DFX. It's DWFX.